He's talking about a time when every Muslim male had a weapon, spears and arrows. He's not talking about a time when they've got F-16s or nuclear weapons or neutron bombs. And people say, oh, what, are you afraid of death? No, we don't throw away our lives. Sabahlala, for no reason. Our goal is not martyrdom without any benefit. Ihtal husnayayn. It's one of the two benefits. Victory or martyrdom. When you go into war, you want people ready to die. You don't want cowards. You want them to run off the field. Those hadiths are there to encourage people when they're confronted with war. But there's times when you don't fight because it's just suicide. And despite all these suicide bombers, our religion does not allow suicide. قَاتِلُوا نَفْسِهِ فِي النَّارِ. If you kill yourself, you're in hell. Suicide is haram in Islam. People say, what about the man that went over on the catapult? He put pillows all over himself to protect himself. And then he lived. He didn't die. They always use that as the proof for suicide bombing. And he lived. He opened the door, let the Muslims in. He survived. It's permitted to, inghimas fil adu is permitted. You can rush in to protect Muslims. You can rush in with the probability of dying. That's permitted. And many of the ulama mention that. But you can't be the agent of your own destruction. You can't push the button that kills you. It's somebody else has to kill you, and you're doing it for a greater good, to protect other people. Even the Americans recognize that. Most of the Congressional Medal of Honors are given to people that killed themselves to save others. Like if there's 20 men and they throw in a grenade, there are many Marines that have thrown their body on that grenade to protect the others. The West honors that by giving them the highest medal of honor for courage. He sacrificed his life for others. There's nothing wrong with that. But to kill people indiscriminately and to be the agent of your own destruction, that's not in our religion. Because the grenade's there, he knows he's going to die when it goes off, but he chooses to be the only one that dies to save the others. And that's what's permitted. It's not this other thing. You know, I had a debate with a well-known scholar from the Arab world. And we had actually a pretty heated debate. And I don't like to have heated debates, but it got pretty heated about suicide bombs. This was about 10 years ago. You know, I told him I've always been against it. I've never, and not because I'm from California or I grew up in a liberal family or something like that. It doesn't make any sense to me. And I literally told him, if this is Islam, then I'm in the wrong religion. If this is Islam, because it goes against everything that I was taught about human decency. You know, and I just can't believe that this is Islam. He said to me last month, I was with Shaykh Abdullah, we visited him, and he said, you know, I had a debate with Shaykh Hamza about 10 years ago. It took me 10 years to realize that I think he's right. And I had the similar debate with Shaykh Abdullah, and I mean, his knowledge is so much vaster than mine, you know, but we discussed it in depth for a long time about this. You know, all the Mauritanian scholars that I know were opposed to it. And the early ulama, when it first showed up, you look at the original fatwas, all the ulama were against it. I don't know what happened. We got smarter ulama.